Hello there guys, welcome to Dinos Vault. Welcome to my first ride review of the Husqvarna Svartpilen 250. This is the moment you guys have been waiting for and I personally have been waiting for. It looks the part. Now I'm sure it's gonna ride the part as well. And look at this tail. It looks so elegant, so classy and so different than other motorcycles that we've seen in our market so far. And this design makes you drool over right from the moment you have a look at it.
How did you find a way to run from the city of the sun? You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over.
So this is the Husqvarna Svartpilen 250, wherein Svartpilen means black arrow. This is India's first affordable scrambler, and boy, Husqvarna have made quite an entrance in style into our market. For those who aren't aware of Husqvarna's rich legacy, the brand was launched in 1689 by a Swedish king. Husqvarna was a weapons manufacturer initially, which is why their logo still depicts the gun sight viewing from the end of the barrel. The name Husqvarna is actually the name of a city in Sweden where their first factory was established. In 1903, they started making motorcycles, and then throughout the 60s and 70s, they went on to take the world of enduro and motocross by storm. Talking about their racing legacy, let me give you some numbers. 100 World Championship titles from 1960 to 2019, which speaks of their sheer dominance in the off-road racing scene. This includes 24 World Enduro Championships, 14 World Motocross Championships, 3 Supercross Championships, and 5 World Supermoto Championships, which I think speaks for itself about their obsession with speed and precision. Most importantly, they have also dominated the legendary Baja 1000 with an astounding 11 victories, which clearly underscores their domination in the enduro, motocross and supercross scene. I've done a separate video listing out the differences between the Svartpilen and Vitpilen. I also share the exhaust note in that video and show you how you can activate and deactivate supermoto mode. So please watch that by following the link in the description portion below. Now, powering the Svartpilen 250 is the same engine derived from the Duke 250, but trust me, it's in a different state of tune here and you'll feel that once you ride it. The engine puts out a max power of 31 bhp as per their official website and 24 Newton meters of punchy torque. We get a 6-speed gearbox, so you might think, well, if it's the same powertrain as that of the Duke 250, why buy this? Well, first and foremost, the important reason is the design. The progressive and neo-retro design language of Husqvarna is what distinguishes them from the rest. Just look at the bike, there's nothing like it doing the rounds on our streets. The round headlamp looks absolutely out of this world. The entire bodywork flows seamlessly as if it is crafted from one piece. The way the tail hangs out and the rear tire slightly sticks out is just perfect. The tail lamp is just as much as awesome as the headlamp. The lighting element within is just downright beautiful. The seats are perfectly laid out. We get premium quality foam and the stitching is top notch. If only they would have given wire spoke wheels with tubeless tires, this would have been a piece of art that one would park in his bedroom. The luggage rack on the tank enhances the rugged look of the bike, so do the dual purpose tires from MRF, which do offer enough confidence to throw around some dirt. The seat is beautifully laid out. We get a split seat layout, but the pillion seat is only for supermodels. I love the raised handlebar, so this provides for a nice upright seating posture when compared to the Vitpilen, which gets low set clip-ons. The switchgear is neatly laid out. The round instrument panel again perfectly blends into the design. Now, though the speedo console looks aesthetically pleasing, visibility of the fonts is not all that great. I love the detailing at the back, the badge that we get in the place of the pillion grab bars. Please note that we also do get the pillion grab bars with the bike. I also love the detailing on the fuel tank lid. It's just beautifully carved out. Seat height is 835 mm, so it is indeed slightly on the higher side. But because it is incredibly lightweight, it is extremely easy to handle the bike and balance and ride it. For the records, the bike weighs a mere 153 kilos, but trust me, it feels much more lighter than that. Forming the sure foundation is the steel trellis frame with a bolt-on subframe, almost similar to what we find on the Duke 250. We also get the same aluminium swing arm from the Duke. The suspension though is different. We get WP Apex 43mm USD forks up front, which is usually found in higher range products from KTM, so that is a value addition. We also do get a rear monoshock. Talking about the brakes, we get a massive 320mm front disc and a 230mm rear disc. We do get dual channel ABS as standard, which means ABS is operational both on the front as well as the rear wheel. We also get the Supermoto mode wherein ABS is operational only on the front wheel, such that you can pull off those drifts with the rear wheel. Tank capacity is another major concern. It's only 9.5 liters, so tank range is very limited. Ground clearance is 145mm, which is decent enough, but slightly higher ground clearance would have been better because this is a scrambler. In terms of suspension travel, we get 142mm of travel up front as well as at the back. Another significant feature on board is PASC, which stands for Power and Assist Slipper Clutch, which prevents the rear wheel from locking and hopping even under harsh braking or panic braking scenarios. This also provides for a lighter clutch pull. So there you have it. The best part though is the pricing. That's where Husqvarna India have absolutely nailed it. Both the Svartpilen and Vitpilen are priced at Rs 1,84,500 ex-showroom here in Hyderabad, which is unbelievable. The Duke 250 BS6 is priced at Rs 2.09 lakhs ex-showroom, so that makes the Husky twins nearly 25k cheaper than the Duke, and the only advantage that the Duke enjoys is a larger 13.4 liter tank, and of course they've given it the same LED headlamp as that of the Duke 390. So this was a quick overview about the Husqvarna Svartpilen 250. Now let's go ahead and take a look at my ride reaction.
So first, let's go ahead with my signature style acceleration test. Feels super light. Here we go. Movement protection. Full blast mode. Oh, this is spectacular stuff. Virtually feels as if there's nothing you're riding through, as if you're just flying through the air. That's how lightweight this bike feels, and that's the form factor that I believe is going to work for Husqvarna. It's something unlike anything that you and I have experienced before here in our Indian market. Feels featherweight, and look at it, Rev. Whoa, my god, you gotta ride it to believe it. Absolutely spectacular stuff. And it has that mortared kind of a feel. Yes, it's a scrambler. You have a proper upright seating posture, slightly, very slightly for, rear set rider foot pegs for those corner junkies. And then you have the rev happy, sweetly tuned motor of the Duke 250 that this bike borrows from, and it is in a slightly different state of tune, you can say. Wow, what a machine! Absolute hooligan, absolute maniac. The wind sorry, but there's no wind protection. But this bike is not about wind protection. It's about feeling the wind in your face and experiencing true freedom. You can, with the block pattern tires, venture into the off-roads, venture into the unknown, and get lost in nature. I wish I could have this bike for longer, such that I could take this places all over the place. That's what I wish for, but as of now I'm happy doing this speed run. The stability is rock solid, chassis structure is perfectly built, and you have the WP Apex suspension, which is premium grade suspension. At this price point is something you can crave for, and it's worth every penny. So glad that Husqvarna have kind of really aggressively priced this machine. You can call the number appearing on the screen to know the exact on-road price, and then you get a massive 320mm front disc borrowed from the Duke 250 as well as the 390. So that's another major plus at this price point. You don't get that kind of equipment at this price point. So let's try and do a quick braking test, taking it up to 60 kilometers per hour. Slam on the front brake. Whoa! Yes, it works flawlessly. Very smooth intervention, and minimal effort is required to ride this machine. It feels so compact. It's like a mixture of a motard and a scrambler. That's what I feel. You have the rear wheel going beyond the tail section, so that's the signature hallmark or element of motard. And then you have the scrambler tires, of course, to get into beast mode or hooligan mode, throwing around dirt all over the place, doing those drifts on the dirt track and pulling off those drifts. And maybe you can do a little bit of flat tracking also on this motorcycle because of the ergonomics are so perfectly sorted. It is much more comfortable than the Svartpilen. Svartpilen is for the hardcore cafe racer enthusiast who wants to celebrate the cafe racing culture of the 70s and the 60s. They have given you exactly what you're hoping for with the low set clip-on handlebars and everything. And in fact, you can you would have noticed that the Svartpilen has done slightly higher top speed than the Swart. That is something I noticed because of the aggressively seated aggressively set riding posture with slightly rear set foot pegs and low set clip-on handlebars. This one is slightly upright for comfortable relaxed seating posture. Riding through the cities, literally flicking and maneuvering it, playing around with the cities. I'm sure the stunters will have a ballroom dance with this because it's so freakishly lightweight and effortless to ride, and that's what really makes this so special. So the braking is on point, suspension is top quality, chassis is brilliant, the steel trellis frame, and equipment is also pretty good. The way they have built the machine feels rock solid. There's no clatter or rattling or anything. This metal plate on the tank really adds on to the rugged feel that is lurking underneath for this motorcycle, that defines this motorcycle. And you can also, I think, mount some luggage on this. It'll be easier to mount a tank bag on this because of this extra rack that you get. I love the round instrument cluster. It looks awesome, but the visibility is slightly hampered. I'm doubtful, but now it's a little cloudy, so I'm doubtful under broad daylight on a sunny day. I doubt whether the fonts will be clearly visible. I wish they had offered a backlit, black backlit display rather than a transparent display. But anyway, it still works and really goes well with the rest of the design. The round headlamp and everything is just perfect. But seat height, yes, it's slightly on the higher side and you can't change that, I believe. Apart from that, another downside to this motorcycle is the tank. You only get a 9.5 liter tank, but for those who love to zip around the city, I think that's sufficient enough. And with decent fuel economy on offer, I'm pretty damn sure it will suffice. But for those who like to tour on this machine, the tank range would not be sufficient. This one is very lightweight, very agile, very easily flickable, maneuverable motorcycle, something that you'll enjoy all day long and requires minimal effort. So completely fatigue-free riding experience on offer. And yes, as usual, let me leave you guys with the exhaust note. Yeah, one more thing is that the side stand is hard to reach. It's right beneath the foot peg, so sometimes I think it'll take a little getting used to, but it's decent enough, not as bad as the Interceptor. And do we get the engine cut off? Let me put the side stand. Okay, we get that. So that's a good safety feature to have on board, side stand engine cut off feature, because you have a lot of accidents happening because people forget to remove the side stand. So glad they've offered this in this affordable variant. And you also have a warning even in neutral that the side stand is down, so that's another good inclusion. So look at the build, looks so beautiful, and with this elegant part right here, it looks absolutely spectacular and divine and unlike anything we've seen before. You do get grab rails here if you want, or you can swap that for this. I would any day prefer this rather than the grab rails. So that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until then, take care, God bless, and ride safe.
How did you find a way to run from the city of the sun? You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner.